everybody. I apologize. I am late. Y'all are not. I'm like 15 minutes late. I do apologize. I do apologize. Sorry, y'all. Let me let the people get in here. Let me let the people know that I'm live. We were having issues with our, I think it's because of the weather change and whatnot. So I guess I'd expect that. Let me put this table down. It's all the way up. Put one in the chat if y'all hear me, if you guys see me, just making sure everything's working order. Does anyone really order anything off of Timu? I've heard people order stuff from Timu all the time and they like their products. I mean, I don't know, man. What are y'all doing? We live now. So, okay, y'all see me. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. So we're gonna get into this. Yesterday there was a very interesting drop, I would say. Hold up, everybody. Let me let the people know that we live. We live now. Hurry up and get in here. There's a very interesting drop. I would say yesterday with Anna Kepner's family emergency court hearing. Actually, it was for Chantel, her court hearing. And so then you had everybody kind of going up and testifying. Now, I know some of you guys may not be familiar with this case. So, like per usual, when we talk about a case, we, like to give a little bit of a quick breakdown. Okay. Anna Kepner, very young. Hold up. Very young girl, honestly, full of life. Looks like she had a lot going on in her life at that time. Um, Going to the military, looking forward to growing up. I mean, there's just this case kind of really just baffles me. I think maybe that's why I'm struggling to even talk about it. Young girl, okay, goes on a family trip on a cruise ship. All right. 18 years old, Anna. And she was on this family carnival cruise ship with paternal grandmother, dad, stepmom's kids, bio brother. And this was just earlier in November, right? And on November 7th, the house, I don't think it's a house cleaner when it's in a, what is it? The room, the housekeeper, I think that's what they call them even on a cruise ship, finds her body wrapped in sheets under a bed. Under a bed, right? So, of course, immediately people are like, what? What's going on? They couldn't find her initially. They were looking all over for her. But she was wrapped in this room that she was staying in, and there was like life jackets under this bed, and it was hiding her body, right? So immediately this becomes an FBI case. All right. The most disturbing part, I guess, at this point is that uh the 16-year-old stepbrother is being looked at as a suspect, and right now the FBI is very tight lip about the situation. It makes you wonder what was witnessed, what happened exactly, in terms of what happened in that room, and how did her own family not know, or did they just stop looking for her? Nobody checked on her, nobody asked questions. I don't know. It's just so weird. So, according to the death certificate that was obtained, she her death was ruled a homicide and basically labeled as mechanical asphyxiation by other persons. So like it it's being said allegedly, brother has not been formally charged, but he's being looked at. Stepbrother put his arm around her, kind of like on a chokehold. They found a little bit of injuries or marks on her neck side, and so I mean, that's what ended her life. It made me wonder, like, did she ever see it coming? There are family members that are speculating that she fought for her life, which I don't know what that looks like exactly in terms of that. There's been a lot of drama that's come about this case as well. So when they did the preliminary report on her body, they said that they didn't find any signs of an SA assault or anything like that. Toxicology has also been preliminary release, and there's nothing that's been in there that would have questioned whether something was given to her or something like that. So at this point, things are very much unclear. Now, where we're at right now is we have Chantel, who is stepmom to Anna, who, there's all these custody hearings and everything, and they've been aired out by court TV, excuse me, not court TV, Law and Crime. So we're about to watch, it's 3 videos. Now, I know Jesse Weber did commentary on one of them. We're not going to watch that one. We're going to watch the straight court hearing. Okay. 1 second, y'all. We're going to watch the straight court hearing one. So we're going to start right there. Now, hold up. Let me shout out. Is it Deb412? Thank you, my love. Shout out. I feel like you've been a member before. You might have just renewed. Thank you for becoming a new member or renewing. I feel like I've seen you before, Lo. Shout out to you. So let's get into this court hearing. Y'all let me know what you guys think in the comments as we're reviewing this. We're going to start with the first video, then there's like 2 other videos, okay? And this is where family is testifying, and we're going to put the closed captions so we could definitely hear it. Hopefully it plays out.
I wanted to address a couple of things. I reviewed the emergency motion for temporary relief, Mr. Smith, and it does appear as though a lot of the allegations alleged within that motion are really in the nature of contempt. I know that there is a contempt proceeding, a contempt hearing being held on December the 17th, I believe, before Magistrate Valentine. The court's purpose in the hearing today is only to address the issues as it relates to an emergency. So as I'm looking at the motion, the paragraphs.
So there's no closed captions, just so people are aware, there's no closed captions. Flojo, thank you so much for this $4.99. I appreciate you, my love. Thank you. But there's no closed captions, just so people are aware, and we're going to get this going now.
Specifically that the court will address would be related to paragraph 7. The 16-year-old child is now a suspect in the death of the stepchild during the cruise. While released from custody, the 16-year-old child is residing with a third party. Paragraph 17, the 16-year-old's future has been put in jeopardy because of the choices made by the respondent. And paragraph 19, and most importantly, the youngest child is at immediate risk of abuse, abandonment, or neglect in the care of the respondent. So those are the issues that the court is going to address here this morning, is whether or not, in fact, the court needs to take some sort of emergency action based on those allegations contained within the motion. As it relates to the other provisions in there with regard to alienation and violating court orders, et cetera, I'm going to allow those. That was properly referred to the general magistrate, and that hearing has been set for December the 17th.
Yeah, I understand the court's ruling. Obviously, we think part of the alienation of the children is part and parcel of the immediate risk to the children, because the father is limited in his contact with the children.
Well, and it's okay to address those issues because that goes to the risk to the children. But if the goal is for the court to hold mom in contempt because she's not allowing the children to speak to dad or something along those lines, that's really more of a contempt issue. So I'm really specifically interested in the risk of abuse, abandonment, and neglect of the youngest child, and also to hear the status of the middle child. I understand that there was a stipulation and that the child was residing with a relative, a third party. That, of course, will be important to the court to determine whether or not the youngest child will have any contact with that child and whether that could create an imminent risk to the child.
Yes, Your Honor.
Any questions then with regard to the court's ruling on that?
No, Your Honor.
The middle child would be the stepchild, right? The one that is currently being investigated by the FBI, if I'm understanding that correctly.
Ms. Athanasson, any questions from you?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Whenever you're ready, Mr. Smith, you may begin with opening.
Your Honor, in this case, obviously, it's our position that the youngest child is at risk for a number of reasons. As the court is aware through the pleadings, there's a young lady who's passed away. That matter is still under investigation. That was not my client's child, but the stepchild of the mother in this case, and the remaining 16-year-old is now a suspect in that case.
they have to redact the name of the 16-year-old. Again, he is the suspect. And this is actually, I'm glad that this was filed, because this tells you a protective parent capacity, their ability to say, like, look, there's just an investigation going on. We have one child that is, gone, and we're trying to figure this out. I just don't know what the safety measures are, and they're bringing it up to the court. I think that this is something I think any parent would have done as well, right? And it just shows that the concern is there. Michelle, thank you so much for becoming a member. Shout out to Michelle. Thank you, love. Shout out to you. Yeah, it passed away would be a very polite way to say it, right? Very much. Yes, thank you. Chantel's ex-husband. And like I said, I think that is a very smart thing for him to have done. Some people feel like, burden of proof, is this you? I'm like, did you change your girl, you changed your tag. That's why I didn't recognize you. But then I saw your picture anyway. Shout out to you, Brenda Proof. I haven't seen you in a minute. I hope you're doing well. This is a very protective step. Yeah, like girl, is that you? Shout out to you. Sorry. I didn't recognize you. This is a very protective step, because I think that it shows that the concern is there. And yeah, we should all be concerned of, protecting all the children. We don't know what triggered this, and the investigation is still ongoing.
In this case, the mother took the children, both on a cruise against my client's wishes, while preventing him from having regular contact with those children. We believe that the arrangements that were made by the mother, as far as the sleeping arrangements, were insufficient. That the 18-year-old, 16-year-old, and another 4.
Dad did not want this cruise ship with his children. Y'all notice that. Oh, people, y'all pick that up. So it does kind of make me wonder what happened, what behaviors, and clearly were people being thoughtful of that as well. You said thought the father was in the cruise. No, this is stepdad though. This is from Chantel's previous relationship. So not Christian. Not Christopher, not Christian. I'm sorry. Christian is a different name. Not Christopher. Not Anna's dad. This is a whole different relationship. Yeah. Foreshadowing, Dee, right? Foreshadowing. Yes. Hey, Gold Digger. Hey, everybody coming through, guys. Thank you so much. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button, please, and thank you.
14-year-old were all placed in the same stateroom. There's indications that they may have, because they were in international waters, may have been engaging in activities that they normally couldn't engage in while they were in the United States, properly being supervised. In addition, we will present evidence that through the older child, who's now 18, so he's an adult, but he is the son of the parties, as to violence, alcohol use in the past, and he's been living with his father for approximately almost 2 years now, since these parties had their separation, where, as the court is aware, there was an original divorce case, there was parenting time, both parties were in Hernando County. Then the mother relocated by agreement between the parties over to Titusville. Since she relocated to Titusville, that's when the problems have occurred, where the father has been very limited in his access to the children. I'd reserve with regard to any other comments until closing.
Well, let me ask you this question, Mr. Smith. If the oldest child has been residing with the respondent for 2 years, and this we're dealing, I understand, I saw that there is a supplemental petition for modification that's also pending, so that would be an ultimate issue for trial. How would this, is it your intention to have the oldest child testify?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what if has the oldest child had any contact with the 2 other children or the respondent since he's been living with the petitioner for the last 2 years?
Well, one of the main things is the circumstances where he wound up living with my client. There was a physical altercation.
That would have been 2 years ago, correct?
A year and a half, yes, Your Honor. And he was also allowed to drink alcohol, which again, I think goes to the relevancy of whether these children whether the mother in this case encouraged the underage alcohol. It's especially on the cruise ship. And the violence that, I mean, this, again, the allegations are this 18-year-old has passed away in a violent manner. The 18-year-old will testify is that there was violence between himself, his mother, and the stepfather. And he has had recent contact with, I think that goes to the, whether there's any risk returning to the father, the child.
Oh, you said, my bad. I personally disagree with the judge's decision. I haven't even watched the judge's decision. I wanted it to react with you guys. We'll definitely get into that though. Burden of proof. I'm kind of curious now. Hey everybody, Five Divine. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Shout out to you. Yes. So if I'm understanding this correctly, like the dad was not for this trip, and he was very concerned. I mean, foreshadowing. Maybe there was more to this, and that he was prone to violence. Claims son prone to violence and alcohol abuse. Which son? I think it's the one that is being looked at as a suspect at this point. That's who they're claiming, Darcy. Gypsy Soul, thank you so much for being a member for 6 months. So this is hearing petition by dad of 16-year-old. So my understanding is that is yes. There are other children that Chantel and this dad had, but there's other, minor children involved. That makes this kind of a situation where people need to be mindful. But the thing is like, this couldn't have been a one-time thing, right? Like hear me out. This is what I mean. I personally don't believe his name is Tim. Yeah, for the younger children. I'm sorry. Thank you for correcting me. I personally don't believe that Tim, who is the 16-year-old, woke up one day and said, I am just going to do X, Y, and Z to my stepsister. I honestly think that there's been a progression and there's been behaviors that have been shown for quite some time. And were they getting him the resources and help that he needed? I don't know.
Was allowed finally to come over for a Thanksgiving visit.
The child. Okay.
She was restricted from contact with the one that there are allegations against, but did have contact with her adult brother, and exhibited no fear, no reservations. Both my client as well as the 18-year-old can testify about that.
Well, remember though, we're here on an emergency motion. So this isn't an issue as to where it is in the best interest of the minor children to reside. I mean, that is ultimately an issue for trial in the modification action. The only issue that we're here to address today is whether or not is in imminent danger remaining in the petitioner's care as a result of recent incidents. So that's really primarily the court's concern today.
But in Your Honor, I understand that position, and certainly whether or not the child's to be removed from the mother is whether or not there's an imminent risk to the child. I think the court also has to look at where the child would be placed and the circumstances there as to whether there's any harm to relocating the child. I think you have to, in terms of emergency relief and an injunction, essentially, you have to look at.
I think you're looking at two different things. This isn't an injunctive relief. I mean, you're not here seeking injunctive relief. I mean, that would have been in the injunction court, correct?
We're seeking to have the child removed from the mother and placed with the father.
I would have done the same.
I think that the court.
I don't know the father. This is the biological father to Thomas Hudson, but he's Thomas Hudson. Okay. This is the dad. That's his name. He was the one that he was concerned, right? So he's filing this out of concern for the other kids. And the 16-year-old is living with relatives right now, but he does not trust mom's decision making because it sounds like he was not for this vacation on this cruise ship. So he was against it, and now this happened, right? Where do you guys stand with that? What do you make of that? You said it is easier to play off and ignore the warnings over actually addressing uncomfortable behaviors until it's too late. I agree with you on that comment. Definitely. Hey, Sylvia. Yes, please hit that like button. And as Burden of Proof said, and Chantel oldest 18-year-old claims he had a physical altercation between himself, his mom, and Christopher and Anna's father. Listen, I'm not a fan of Christopher as well, Anna's dad. I'm not. I don't know. Something just strikes me as maybe it's because he married the babysitter when she was like, and again, this was in 2008, long time ago. Anna was failed. Her father and Chantel were informed by Anna's ex about him catching the stepbro, climbing on him. Don't forget this the boyfriend's dad gave that interview too. You're right. Like everybody, and nobody did anything. Well, and even the grandma, burden of proof, and everybody, the grandma was like, well, they loved each other in the right way. What is the right way? When she said that, I said, Grandma, what? What is the right way? I would do exactly the same. That's right. I think we would all do, right? So, anyways, let's keep playing, okay?
Needs to look at whether or not there would be any harm to that. Obviously, our position is there wouldn't be, that she'd be able to transition to the father fine.
Okay, I'm not sure I agree with your argument, Mr. Smith, but I understand what your argument is. Okay. Ms. Anderson, opening?
Yes, yes, Your Honor. May it please the court. We believe, and I think we filed that in our response, that there's no emergency that exists. There was an incident on the cruise ship. The Federal Bureau of Investigations is investigating that. There have been no arrests made yet, but since my clients were advised that was a suspect in that, after he was released from the hospital upon the return to the United States, he was placed with a relative of the mother's. And not only did that happen, but mom contacted dad, and dad signed an agreement to say that this child would be placed with a third party, thereby removing any risk of any danger to any of the other children.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that he signed an agreement. Agreement of what? That's not legally binding. An agreement is just like a what is it, a safety plan or something like that CPS will put in place. If this father is feeling like I can't trust my ex because I told her that I was not okay with this cruise ship, and now this happens, I have every right to say, you know what, I'm filing for emergency custody. My kids can stay with me while this whole situation gets figured out with the 16-year-old. Nothing wrong with that.
In the home. So that has been resolved, and there's been nothing mentioned of that. Nobody's saying, I don't hear the other side saying that they participated in that in any way, whereas the father was advised and did participate. The minor child, you're going to hear testimony that she's fine, that there is no risk to her. There were abuse reports made. We have a person here from the Department of Children and Families.
Doesn't matter.
That there's no
Doesn't matter.
concerns about the child remaining in the care of Chantel and Chris Kepner.
All right, thank you.
Nope. And there's all this trauma and all this questions being asked about what happened to Anna and what the 16-year-old allegedly did to this child. No. Out of the question. Let me tell y'all something. This is what gets to me. And like I worked in the system for many years, and I told you guys, one of the things that we don't do in the system doesn't do this very well. Every time that a dad specifically, a man specifically, is trying to be proactive and advocate for his children, and he is trying to do something extra like file emergency custody orders, you always have people shitting on them. This is a good example of that. That here you have somebody who's saying, I'm concerned. I'm not trusting anybody because of what happened. We're talking about life and death here at this point. There's too much risk and not enough safety overall. If the FBI is investigating one child, why are we going to put the other children at risk? Doesn't make sense. And even if you just got to be careful, you really, really, truly do. K baby, thank you so much. First of all, K baby, I haven't seen you in a minute. I hope you're doing well. Hey loves, I've just been here just late. Okay, well, good. I'm glad that you're here. Shout out to K baby. I swear it was baby K. Did you flip it on me? K baby? I thought it was baby K. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Please, we cannot trust child welfare. This is why child welfare has the disdain that it does. People got to be careful. I was like, baby K. I was like, I know it was baby K. All right. So this is over. We're going to go to the next hearing that is still on this. So Law and Crime has two channels. You have the trials where they just upload the actual trial without the commentary. And I'm here for the trials. Okay. So we just watched this one. Now we got mom. Is she wearing pigtails? What is she? Y'all, let me stop. I'm sorry. I'm just not a fan of Chantel. And I cannot with this lady, but okay.
No, I have not. If I could get you to raise your right hand for me, please, ma'am. Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? You may inquire whenever you're ready, Mr. Smith.
Please state your name, ma'am.
Chantel Kepner.
And do you know Thomas Hudson?
Yes.
And how do you know Mr. Hudson?
We were formerly married.
And how long were you married?
About 12 years.
And do you have any children between the two of you?
We have 3 children.
What are their names and ages? And there recently was did you recently go on a cruise?
Yes.
And did any of the children go with you on the cruise? Did you reach out to Mr. Hudson to request that he agree to passports for the children?
I reached out to him to inform him of my itinerary to take the children on a cruise and did ask for the passports, but they weren't needed in this cruise.
And Mr. Hudson actually refused to cooperate with obtaining passports, correct?
To sign for the passports, yes.
You said passports weren't necessary, so they weren't obtained.
Correct.
Girl.
As far as the minor children, what were the sleeping arrangements on this cruise?
Was in my room with,
So if I'm understanding this correctly, okay, because I think I misunderstood. She said passports. She was trying to tell him to sign for passports, and she found out they weren't needed, so she didn't even have to ask him. So did she just take the kids on this cruise? Is that what I'm hearing? Or is that what's implied here? Did y'all pick that up? She's breathing hard. Am I understanding this correctly? Like, they don't need passports for cruise. He didn't want to sign for... If you don't want to sign for passports, you know what I'm going to assume? Then you don't want these kids to go, right? Does she just took the kids? Yeah, she didn't care. She didn't care how he felt. That's that Brian McKnight parenting right here, y'all. I'm sorry. But literally did not give an ish about it. Hi, how are you? How are you, Eric? Hope you're doing well. Shout out to Eric in the chat. Anyways, let me stop. I'm trying to understand because the way he asked the question, like, well, I asked for the passports and then, we're trying to get the passports, but we didn't need the passports, which means they just went ahead with the cruise because they didn't need his consent, or at least she didn't feel like that was necessary. Okay.
my husband and his 9-year-old daughter,
Huh.
and then shared a room with his stepsister and stepbrother. Well, the room was directly across from ours.
What was the stepsister's name?
Anna Kepner.
And what was the stepbrother's name? And how old is
14,
and how old was Anna?
18.
Now, who made the decision to have these 3 teenagers in one room in the cruise?
We had talked it over with our travel agent, and that was what was suggested.
Did you have to sign any special permission for
No,
the children to reside together? So was it a mutual decision between yourself and your husband?
correct.
Girl, yeah. Yeah, right?
And
Hold up. You said blame the travel. Yeah, we're going to... The travel agent. We decided to discuss with the travel agent, and it was fine. Because the travel agent is part of this whole equation, I swear.
At some point, did you discover that one of the children had passed away?
Yes,
And when was that you discovered that?
Friday morning.
When was the last time that you'd seen the child before that Friday morning?
Thursday night.
You know approximately what time?
Right around 6:30.
And your child, did you see him that Thursday night as well?
Yes,
What time did you see him at?
closer to 7, just a little bit before 7.
And what was he doing at that time?
He was headed back to his room.
Do you know whether or not present in the room as well?
They all were headed back to their room, as far as I know.
So where was their room in relation to your room?
Right across the hall. You walked out my door, their door was right in front of it.
Did you return to your room that evening?
Yes,
What time did you return to your room?
7 o'clock.
Okay, so she's given an account on that day. Deanna, that's a good point. Y'all forget Anna was 18 years old, so in the eyes of the law, she was considered an adult. Yes. Good point. I think that that's something that we all have to remember. But if this child was not safe around an adult, I mean, clearly it's being investigated. Allegedly, he ended the life of that adult, of that, young adult. Why would he be safe around children who clearly also may not always be able to protect, right? Self-protect.
7 p.m.?
Yeah, right. It was actually closer to 7:30.
Did you stay in the room for the rest of the night
Yes,
with the teenagers across the hall? Did you ever go in and check on them?
no, I had went to sleep.
Do you know if Christopher went across the hall to check on them?
Not that I know of.
Do you know if he left the room that night on that Thursday night?
I never seen him leave the room.
As far as goes, have you made arrangements to reside with a relative?
Correct.
And why did you do that?
It was something that his father and I mutually decided.
Did you suggest it to him or did he suggest it to you? Who brought it up first?
It was something that we had talked about because neither one of us could bring him back to our home.
Why couldn't you bring back to your home?
Looking out for the safety of the other children in the home.
Yeah. It's a good way to think about it.
Now, when you talk about the home, you have a home with Christopher, your husband?
Yes,
And does Christopher have other children that come to that home?
he has 2 other kids.
And one of them being,
Correct.
and the younger child that slept in the room with you as well?
Yes,
Still allowed to come to the home?
yes.
How many bedrooms is the home that you're in?
We have a 3-bedroom house with an addition room downstairs.
So what are the sleeping arrangements when all the kids were there prior to this cruise?
The 2 youngest girls shared a room, the 2 boys shared a room, and Anna had her own room.
Okay, as it should be.
As far as the evening, that Thursday evening on the cruise, had you been drinking at all?
No,
Had you drank at all during the cruise?
I had 2 pina coladas and a blue Hawaiian earlier in the week, but it wasn't on the same day. It was like one a day.
Yeah.
Do you know if the children, based on being in international waters, could have drink alcohol?
No,
You don't know?
no, they didn't. They're not old enough.
What about Anna?
I don't know.
Weren't you aware that the children were gambling at some point?
Well, Anna's 18, so I know she was in there at one point in time, but the other kids were not.
You're sure that the other kids were not gambling?
I'm sure the other kids were not gambling.
Yo. I don't. Olga Camacho says if she went back to the room at 7, how come nobody checked in on Anna and was supposedly not feeling well? That's the question that I don't understand. That I won't understand that part at all.
As far as does he have any diagnoses?
He has ADHD.
And how long has he been diagnosed with ADHD?
About 3 or 4 years.
Those after your separation from Mr. Hudson, correct?
About that timeline, yes.
And does he receive medication for his ADHD?
He does.
And what medication was he on for his ADHD?
Methylphenidate.
Would you pronounce that for me and spell it, Pam, if you know?
Methylphenidate. I don't know the spelling.
Okay,
Wait, what?
The name brand's Concerta. That helps.
Okay.
thank you.
As an ADHD med.
And how often would you take that medication?
Every morning.
And did he take the medication on the cruise with him?
Yes. He also takes a nighttime pill as well.
The same medication?
No, it's clonidine.
So he was taking his ADHD meds while on this cruise ship too, and then he was also taking a sleeping med, right? Am I hearing this correctly?
What is that for?
Insomnia.
Did you hold on to the medications?
Yes.
Did you make sure he took his medications every day?
He took his morning pill every day, and he missed 2 doses of his clonidine at night.
Why?
You held on to the clonidine as well?
Mhm.
That's yes?
Yes, sorry.
And what do you mean he missed the doses? What happened there?
He went to bed before he got it. He was already asleep.
Including that Thursday night?
No, Thursday night he didn't get it. I had fell asleep before he did.
So just to make sure I understand, ma'am, while on the cruise, he missed taking that nighttime medication twice. One of the nights was because he fell asleep prior to taking
Yes.
the medication, and the other night was the night before
Correct. I fell asleep before he
you
did.
fell asleep,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
he did not get the medication the night.
Yeah, he didn't come and
before
ask
the
for it.
incident.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Okay.
And was attending school prior to the cruise?
Yes.
And after the cruise, did she have to be removed from school?
They placed her on homeschool. They just unenrolled her this past Monday.
And why is that?
That was their choice to unenroll her.
say there.
So hold up, because I'm seeing you guys say different things. This is 3 different kinds of medication, right? She talked about the clonidine. What was the other one that she talked about? And then there was the ADHD med, the Concerta, right? So one of those is for sleep. The other one is for ADHD. Now, the thing about the ADHD one, unless if you don't have ADHD, I could see that making somebody go off, right? And affecting your mental health severely if you're not supposed to take it. But he's been taking it for a couple of years now. He missed one medication though, but that was just the sleep one, right? So one of those controls rate. What was the name of it? I'm sorry, I missed the name. Yeah, Concerta is, I wouldn't say it's Adderall. It's like a different kind of, Adderall is a different medication, but it's for both, right? Like you can use it for ADHD. Why did I hear 3 meds? You take that for your bad anxiety, but one of them, I thought he said that they take it for sleep. Clonidine, right? Yeah, Concerta is not Adderall. Adderall is different. I would say Concerta is more like Ritalin, if anything. So it's 2 meds. I don't know why I heard, but okay. And again, some of these are just brand. Like Concerta is a brand. It's not really. It's how we would know it as. Okay, I'm just trying to understand. You said this conversation is stressing me out. Why? You said, it's a central nervous stimulant. That's what concerns me. The Ritalin mixing, if he was drinking, mixing of any alcohol with any of the ADHD meds is always a little bit of a concern to me. That's what I would say on that. I wouldn't say Concerta is like Prozac. No, I wouldn't even have made that comparison. No, I would not say that. Not at all. But that's just my thought on that. Yeah. If you're taking, that's right. Just a conversation, right? Yep. Thank you. And Concerta reuptake inhibitors. It's not a stimulant like Adderall and Ritalin. Well, hold up, because Concerta, let me see if I can pull something up real quick, just so we aren't, I know we're going to go off the rails. My biggest concern is if he was taking Concerta and if he was drinking, I would be concerned about side effects, if that makes sense on that one in general. Hold up. Let's see. Let me pull something on Concerta real quick. Because some of these you got to understand that it's like there's extended release and what is it, immediate or effective, and usually Concerta is for ADHD, but it does something a little bit like the Ritalin does something a little bit different than the Adderall. Hold up, let me see. Okay, let's see. Some people take it for other things as well. Hold up. Damn, did they get rid of that website? There's this website that I used to go to all the time that really helps like break down certain medications. So with Concerta, it works by increasing the levels of 2 important neurotransmitters, okay? Dopamine and I can never say this, is it something fiend, okay? These chemicals play a critical role in regulating attention, focus, and impulse control. So impulse control, right? Somebody said, well, was he taking it for rage? Impulse control I've seen people take it to calm down, if that makes sense. But I don't know, like you got to be careful when you're taking these medications and if there's alcohol, because it could affect your behavior as well. That's my thought on that. Okay, let's keep going. Hold up, y'all.
Choice. Who are you talking about?
The school's choice. It had nothing to do with her behavior or anything. It had to do with the media.
She's currently on a homeschool status indefinitely.
No, she's being enrolled into another school.
Did you discuss that with Mr. Hudson?
I let him know that he had asked me to let him know when she was enrolled, and I told him I would. But I had just found out this week that she was unenrolled from the school.
is, as far as going to be allowed to come back to your home at any point?
At this time, no. Not with the FBI investigation.
Whether or not your husband will allow him to return to the home, even if the investigation is concluded?
As of right now, he's not coming back to the home.
Yeah. And I would echo that too, Cheeks, just so people understand. ADHD meds, like y'all, this is not the first discovery of ADHD meds. ADHD meds have been around for a long time. They are very helpful. I've known of many teenagers to take it. What really works in ADHD meds is finding a doctor and finding exactly like somebody that's going to help you decide what works for you. And after a while, like if you take it if you've taken it for a long time, it's always good to go get, reevaluate it again and figure out whether you're still on the right dosage, if that makes sense, because your body changes, because certain things change after a while. But this is Rosa's a good way to kind of put the two differences. And Concerta is just a name of the brand, okay? But there are various different kinds of ADHD meds out there. And like I said, I've seen ADHD meds do amazing work. Hell, when I used to take it used to really work well with me as well. So, everybody's got their opinions, but for me, I'm for it. I think that if it helps you, it helps you. You just need to make sure that you're not taking anything additional and there's no alcohol, because it really F's you up. Like, I'm no joke, and it takes a while to come out of that. That's why I was wondering about the alcohol.
No further questions from you.
Thank you, sir. Cross?
Morning.
Morning.
Ms. Kepner, who all went on the cruise with you?
Myself, my husband, Anna, the two youngest girls, and then my mother-in-law and father-in-law,
What are their names?
Jeff and Barbara Kepner.
And where was their room in relationship to where your room and the children's room was?
2 floors above us.
Did they also help in the supervision of the children?
Yes, ma'am.
Anna, who we know passed away, she was 18, correct?
Correct.
And was an adult.
Correct.
And was she given the option of staying in another room?
All 3 of the kids were.
And would that room have been with grandma and grandpa?
Correct.
And they didn't want to do that?
No, they wanted to stay together.
Did they all get along?
Yeah, the 3 of them are like the 3 amigos. They're best friends.
And with regard to questioned about him, he's not a suspect, or you haven't been advised by anyone?
Correct. He's not a suspect.
Wait, what? 3 amigos best friends. Look, let me tell y'all something. When I was 18, I got younger siblings. They would not be my amigos or best friends at the age of 18. I'm thinking about what Anna. Now, sure, you could be close to your siblings and everything, but I don't know how I feel about this statement right here. To me, tells me that the lady's full of ish. If you have younger siblings, okay, I'm sorry. Like, I might be close to my siblings, but they're the 3 amigos best friends. Now that is just too much, right? Just breathe. The kid could have easily drank. Doesn't look like I don't think they were supervised. Not all of them. I mean, they weren't even checking on each other, right? You said, I wonder if she's medicated. Yes, I was thinking about the same too. Sounds like she was the babysitter for the 2 stepbrothers. That's Lacey. Lacey, say that louder. That's what this is giving, not the 3 amigos. It's giving you go babysit your siblings. That's what that's given to me. Okay? Just saying. Okay?
As far as you know, is the only suspect in the death of Anna, your son?
Correct.
And with regard to the schooling, this was the movement of the children from one school to another wasn't because you just decided to randomly remove the children, correct?
Correct. The school decided to unenroll all of the children at the school.
Okay. When you say all of the children, who
We
that?
had 4 total, including Anna, go to that school. They unenrolled the other 3 kids.
Okay, all right. Because of and you were told because of the media coverage?
Yes.
And did they give you the recommendations of the school that you have enrolled them in?
Yes.
And that this new school is aware of the situation?
Correct.
And there's been no problems with Anna at the school, or sorry.
And there's been no problems with Anna at the school. Antoinette, yes. I've heard of the clonidine being used because, because like, it's weird though, because, that typically everybody's experience a little bit different, right? So, I took Adderall for a couple years. I was prescribed Adderall. Now, I didn't need a sleep aid. I could sleep on Adderall. Does that make sense? Like, for me, it was the hyper focusing part that was always a struggle. So I don't know if it was like he was so deregulated that even after the ADHD med wore out, they felt like, let's give him this sleep aid because it'll help him sleep through the night. That's what I'm thinking. Like, was he worn out to the point? I don't know if it's from the ADHD meds or just because he's ADHD. Does that make sense? So, yeah, I wonder about that too.
At the school since this incident, correct?
Correct.
She was a good student. As far
Yep.
as
Straight A's.
I don't believe I have any further questions at this
Thank you.
time.
Any redirect?
That must be
Right.
dad right there.
Mentioned her being a good student. Is she also diagnosed ADHD?
No.
Is she on any medication?
Yes, she takes a migraine medicine daily.
And are you the one that administers that medication?
Yes.
How long has she been on that medication?
She's been on that medication for 2 years now.
Any further questions?
Okay, so we're gonna move on
Anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right. You may step down.
Thank you.
to the next part. Now, hold up. Let's see. Let's go back because there's one more. So they do this, and then there's like one for like a minute.
Not that I'm trying to deny you, Ms. Thanison, of any time to put on your case, but the issue for this court today is whether or not the children in this case are in imminent danger. And I've heard lots of testimony with regard to what happened back in 2024, what happened on the West Coast. But other than the incident that happened on the cruise, I've heard nothing to indicate that in imminent danger or harm at this time.
It's a ruling.
How long is he expected to remain with the relative?
At this point, we're not sure. We're not sure what the FBI is going to do, whether he's going to be charged federally or whether they're going to turn it over to the state. My client is waiting to hear on that. They're also waiting on some testing results. They've done a bunch of psychological testing and psychiatric testing. So they're also waiting to hear about that. And so they don't know at this time how long the child is going to be at her relative's house.
Is there any expectation that he will be coming back to Titusville in the near future?
No.
Okay.
Looks like he denied the emergency custody. I mean, based on just what she said right there, I don't think that she saw an emergency or a need to make any kind of changes in there. That's what that looks like to me. But y'all let me know what you guys think in the comments. So we're going to go now to Jesse Weber to kind of filter this. And then I saw Brian Enton do some commentary on this too, and he gave some insight about this. When they go to the text messages, they'll find out the real truth. What do you mean, Stephanie? Why do you say that? Yeah, she denied it just based on that. She did not see that there was an imminent danger at that moment to make a decision about custody. This is, I don't know. I You said, why would she be asking if Anna had any issues at school? She's not up for custody. Yeah. I didn't understand that either. Olga, that was dumb. I didn't get that. I didn't get that at all. But anyways, so I do wonder what is the next step that's going to be taken here. Now, this is the whole family.
Was asphyxiation, that she was strangled inside the stateroom that she was staying in with her 16-year-old stepbrother, that she died from an arm across her neck. And the family has also said the only other person to go into the stateroom at the time that Anna died was her 16-year-old stepbrother. Now, that is certainly critical and important information when you think about the death investigation into Anna Kepner. And this custody hearing that we were following today, that is not directly connected to the death of Anna Kepner. But again, the information is very important to her story. And it was the aftermath of what happened aboard the ship that really ripped apart this blended family, a family that went on this trip. There were 9 of them, and it was supposed to be the start of a new tradition, they told ABC News, celebrating this family that had come together. But after court filings surfaced indicating that Anna's 16-year-old stepbrother is a suspect in her death, her stepmom's ex-husband, his name's Thomas Hudson, he took emergency action leading to what we saw today. He filed a motion claiming—
We didn't even get to see his testimony. They didn't upload that. Okay. Well, this is the ex-husband. So this is the alleged suspect's dad.
Claiming that with a homicide suspect having recently lived in the home, his young daughter, who also lives with Anna's stepmom and biological father, Chris Kepner, was now in immediate danger. He asked the judge to remove that young girl immediately, and that set the stage for today. But as both sides laid out their case, they were forced to relive and answer for the critical hours and decisions leading up to Anna Kepner's death. Now, I will tell you as we get into this that the FBI has been very quiet about their investigation, and they have not said really anything beyond just confirming that they're investigating Anna Kepner's death. So much of the information has come from media reports and has come from family members who have given interviews, but this is really the only official court proceeding where we have learned more information about the circumstances the night that Anna Kepner died. And it's important to note that at the time of this recording, no one has been charged in connection to Anna Kepner's death. So Thomas Hudson, who's Anna's stepmom's ex-husband, his attorney, came in today ready to argue a broad case, but he laid out his core concerns about the cruise right in his opening statement. Listen to how he framed it for the judge.
Your Honor, in this case, obviously, it's our position that the youngest child is at risk for a number of reasons. As the court is aware through the pleadings, there's a young lady who's passed away. That matter is still under investigation. That was not my client's child, but the stepchild of the mother in this case, and the remaining 16-year-old is now a suspect in that case. In this case, the mother took the children on a cruise against my client's wishes, while preventing him from having regular contact with those children. We believe that the arrangements that were made by the mother, as far as the sleeping arrangements, were insufficient. That the 18-year-old, 16-year-old, and another 14-year-old were all placed in the same stateroom. There's indications that they may have, because they were in international waters, may have been engaging in activities that they normally couldn't engage in while they were in the United States properly being supervised.
The attorney for Anna's stepmom, Chantal Kepner, had a very different view of the situation in that home after Anna's death. Her core argument—
I don't think they were supervised at all. I'm just being honest with you. It's not giving that. It's not giving that they actually supervised at all. I don't know. Like, even I get that Anna's an adult technically, right? But she said she wasn't feeling well. We're in a cruise ship. We're not in land. Like, I'm gonna go over there and check on my family member who's young, right? And just to see, like, hey, like, are you doing okay? What's going on? So this whole situation just doesn't vibe very well to me, mom. And there's a lot of adults here that are very negligent. Now, if he had done this to a minor child and it wasn't Anna, say that he had done this to Connor. He's a minor. What's the excuse then? What are we saying now? That doesn't make sense. I don't know. They don't care about it. It just seems like they were, to a certain degree, it seems like they're trying to cover the negligence in a way, right? Oh, well, they were the three amigos. The three of who? Now what? Not when you're 18. That doesn't make sense. Family knows family. Yeah, I agree with that. You said I also understand how the parents could be more relaxed because yeah, there's a lot more staff around and stuff like that. You said who's to say he wasn't the reason he had migraines, repeating the act, and then oh my god, there's a lot to this, and it wouldn't surprise me if there's more to this. Now, here's the question that I have for you guys. I have been promising to review the last interview with Rebecca Parks' family when they found Rebecca Parks' body. It's not in this title or anything like that, so I might have to fix it. Put a one in the chat if you want me to review it, because I've been promising, and last time we were live, I didn't get to review it, but we can review it now. Put a one in the chat if you guys want. This is the last interview. Rebecca K. Park. Her mom is charged with just the charges that she has. Y'all ready? Can we do it? I think we got some time. It's only like less than 30 minutes long. It won't take us very long. Yeah. So we're going to switch over there, but y'all let me know what you guys think in the comments about this whole situation. Again, this is the FBI. You can want them to hurry up, but the FBI is going to take the time that it needs to take. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're off the hook. Okay. So this was an interview that somebody messaged me and said, you need to watch this. You didn't watch there's so many interviews. Rebecca K. mom, Courtney, was doing like a tour trying to silence the social media streets. So this is one of the last interviews that she does. And I believe this is after Rebecca was found. Let's get into this.
Hi, Courtney.
Hello.
How's it going this morning?
It could be better. It could be way better.
Our hearts are pounding because we're so confused. Kimmy is in jail and so is Rich. Do you know what they're going to be charged with at the preliminary hearing?
Homicide.
Wow. What?
Both of them's going to be charged.
By the way, they weren't charged with homicide. It's so weird to know that mom was the one that was charged. You're right, Abraham. It's the look over here tour. Don't look over there, look over here. Oh my God. Like this case is just crazy now this is up here. Now this is like you literally made the case for everybody to see.
Charged with homicide. Do you think that they worked in conjunction with each other?
I don't know. I'm not speculating. I'm not going there.
How did you, what are you comfortable with talking about? I'm going to give you an opportunity to speak. You can say, or I can continue with questions. I'm trying to be real gentle here because I know you have lost your daughter, and your grandson is missing. What do you think about the baby? Could the baby still be alive?
I hope so.
Did you get any sleep last night?
Not really. I wasn't allowed back in my house until almost 2 o'clock last night, from midnight to 2.
Did the police go in and search your house? What were they doing in there?
They were taking pictures. They were checking things. They went through my whole entire house. The forensics team was here. The cadaver dogs were here. The sonar was here last night.
Is Brad with you?
Yes.
Were you able to clear up the confusion on his polygraph test or no?
No. They know that he was here this whole time that she's been missing, so.
Right. So we're confused because Kimmy and Rich are in jail. And I have to admit, Courtney, at times we've thought that you and Brad have to know somehow. How do you feel about people listening to you point them to the trails behind your home, and then the next morning she's found on the trails behind your home?
We were going off of what Kimmy had asked Brad, and
Yo, that's crazy. How do you feel about her being found exactly where you said she was? You told people where she was at. That's just crazy. Oh my God.
our assumptions of her asking that were right.
When did the time frame, if you can remember. When did Kimmy start asking you about the trails?
Before,
Before Rebecca went missing? Like how long before?
yes, like I think it was like the Saturday before.
The Saturday before. So so that kind of points to like this was planned, like she may have planned this, like a premeditated type of move.
We thought it was just so that her and her friends could go out trail riding.
I understand. Have you suspected Kimmy this whole time?
Every time that we would bring up like an idea or something, she would, no, that's no good. We're not going to do that. We put a piece of paper on the wall. Well, it's like a whiteboard, and I told her to start writing down ideas and everything, and she's like, no, I'm not.
At what point did you and Brad, this is after Rebecca went missing, looked at each other and said, I think Kimmy is involved in this. Did you kind of know right away, like as soon as she went missing, or did it take a little bit?
You know what the crazy part is, y'all? Let me stop right here. You know for a fact that she's going to change your story. Courtney's going to change your story and somehow blame Rebecca for her own death. Watch, because that's that kind of personality that this has given me, y'all. Think about it. She's going to blame, if she blamed this other daughter, which she could very well have been a part of it. We don't know, right? But she has not been formally charged with that. Don't be surprised if she blames Rebecca for her death and then, shifts the narrative somewhere else. Deflection, fault.
When she told us Saturday that she was in the car and she put her on the bus, that's when we were like, that doesn't seem right. Something's not right.
Okay.
But Kimmy said that she was going to tell the police.
Go ahead.
She said that she was going to tell the police about Becca being out of state.
Right. Something like this has happened before, though it's been many, 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 many years.
Yeah.
And that incident in Texas was because.
Let me stop right here. Lacey, yes. I usually give a short synopsis. For those that are not familiar with this case, okay? There was a woman by the name of Rebecca K. Park, 22 years old, who was 38 weeks pregnant. She goes missing sometime November 5th. Her due date was the 18th. They're looking for her. Mom is up there. She reported her, said that, she got into his car and never saw her again. There is mom. Her name is Courtney. Mom is married to Bradley. Okay. Mom and Rebecca had just connected with each other about 4 years ago. So it was a very contentious relationship. There's a lot of trauma and different things that happen in that history. Okay. Kimberly, Rebecca goes missing. She's due on the 18th. Everybody's looking for her. She's 38 weeks pregnant. Sister gets charged, not with homicide, but with like tampering with evidence, lying to police, those kinds of charges. The fiance, Rebecca's fiance, gets charged as well. Okay. But not related to Rebecca, related to Ruggs. Related to Ruggs. Okay. So mom starts getting nervous and she starts hitting links, going on TikTok, giving interviews, trying to shift the narrative. That's what she's trying to do. Come to find out, the 1st of December, mom gets charged with the murder of her own child and cutting open her pregnant child. Mm-hmm. Cut the baby, cut her open, remove the baby. Mom was doing all these interviews, trying to shift the narrative, blaming here and there. She just got arrested on the 1st of December. Okay. So this is after they found her body. Now, looking at this and thinking back to everything she said, it's just crazy work.
Because the woman wanted a baby. Do you feel like Kimmy done it because she wanted the baby? Or do you think that something nefarious happened and she tried to save the baby?
Kimmy was sitting here on her computer
She's blaming Kimmy, the sister. Okay. Please note that. Very disturbing. Yeah, Lacey. I hope that, I knew you were going to be like, what the heck? Yes. So mom and stepdad were both charged. Now, here's the thing. Mom used to be with Rebecca's fiance. Rebecca's 22 years old. The fiance is 43. Mom is 40. There is history of SO. There's history of all kinds of stuff in the background. The fiance was charged with is a registered SO. Bradley is also a registered SO.
Dark web. She said that she was looking for her sister, but I don't believe it now.
But what about the baby? Do you think that she would really? Because we have one or two situations here, and I hate to talk about it because I know it's your family and I know it's hard to talk about. But the baby is not there, so she either took the baby and done something like the baby's still alive, which we hope, or she tried to save the baby and was unable to, and then the baby is in a separate place. And if so, why not put the baby with his mom? It seems almost evil.
I don't know. I can't speculate on it. I don't know what she was thinking. I don't know what any of them were thinking. Because there's one other person that has not been arraigned or booked in yet.
One other person that has not been arraigned or booked in. So we don't know this person's name yet.
No.
You're not talking about Michael Mercer, are you?
No.
Because it was his father who was in jail's PayPal card that was found there by her. What do you think about that?
She said she lost it.
Kimmy said she lost that PayPal card.
Yes. She told us that she lost it. She just didn't know what happened to it. She was going to have to get a new one, she said.
What I have to admit, Rich is a yucky person. I've called him that word. But I said, I don't think he's involved here. I think I was wrong. I mean, I know I'm totally wrong here, maybe, because everything is alleged. And everybody's innocent until proven guilty in a court.
He may not be involved, the fiance, even though he is kind of a gross SO meth. I mean, that's the fiance is the one on the bottom. It says Richard. This is who they're alleging is the father or was the father of Rebecca's baby. I don't know. They haven't said formally where the baby's at or if they put the baby somewhere or what exactly happened. That was my first reaction when I said, what in the Jerry Springer is going on? That because you just wouldn't expect something like this. Now, Just Breathe made a very interesting comment that is interesting because I heard this like a lot, that Courtney, Rebecca's mom, had apparently there were some messages about her having a baby and that, the baby was in the NICU and, it's been said that she was trying to steal Rebecca's baby. Rebecca sounds like she might have had some developmental delays as well. So she could have fallen victim into this whole situation.
Court of law. What do you think has happened here between Rich and Kimmy? Do you think Rich is going to be charged with tampering with evidence or will he be charged with homicide as well? Or both?
I don't know. I have a source that said he called last night and there was no emotions about Becca. There was no emotion about the baby. There was no emotion at all.
Did he proclaim his innocence in any way to this person?
No, he told her that he admitted it.
Oh, really? So that's on a recorded jail call?
From what I'm understanding, yes.
Oh, man, they will use that against him in court. What did he? I'm trying to envision in my mind what happened here. It's either that Kimmy allegedly done this or he allegedly done this. One helped the other, or were they a team? Did they have a close relationship, Kimmy and Rich?
They were having an affair.
They were having an affair?
She kept saying it was me, and it wasn't me.
Was Becca having an affair with anyone? Was the baby Rich's?
I don't know. I know Rich kept saying that Becca was cheating on him, but I don't know if it was before she got pregnant, after she got pregnant, or what. I asked Rich one time if he was sure that he was my grandson's dad, and he's like, "Fuck you, bitch," and he hung up on me.
Well, he's a gem. Oh man.
You're telling me. And I have so many questions that is never going to be answered, and I know that.
Do you have confidence in police that they will get the truth of exactly what happened that day?
I believe. That's all I have
You've been
now.
you've been telling us this whole time I didn't do anything. I'm not done anything. And you let a searcher come in and look. You opened up your home. You said one thing that she mentioned though, that there was new paint. Did you all recently paint the walls?
We've been doing this for over like 2 months now. The remodel has been going on for like 4. I sat in my house last night with 2 officers watching me and my family.
Oh my God. Like, this is psycho. Lacey, I said the same thing. I said, no offense, y'all, but I can never. That would be weird to me. Oh my God. No emotion. Okay. Please note that. And then to find out, what is it, 9 days or 10 days after this interview, she gets charged with the actual murder of her daughter? I can't.
Right.
And they noticed the carpet wasn't changed. They noticed that the couch that everybody said was cut out, they noticed that it was ripped and everything.
Okay.
I have a 120-pound dog. As you guys seen in the video when I told them about Kimmy, he breaks my couches down very quickly. So I have to get new couches probably every 6 months because of him.
And what about the truck? Did the police look again at the truck while they were at your house?
Yes, they did. Did not find anything. They left my truck here. Had they have found something and really thought that it was used in any of this, they would have taken my truck. And my truck is still here.
Right. We know by visual testimony from people who found your daughter. Thank you, Melissa. I appreciate that. That she was laid there peacefully with her eyes closed, obviously in a spot where she would have been seen because that spot had been searched before. And I think they narrowed down the timeline that she was probably moved overnight. If she was at Kimmy's with Kimmy or Rich, would they go so far as to bring her all the way back over behind your house?
I don't know. They weren't telling me any details last night when they were here.
I mean, I guess I'm asking as people. I guess I'm asking as people, are they capable of doing that like a slap in the face to you all? Maybe trying to frame or pin it on y'all by placing her behind your home.
Well, she wasn't behind my home. She was out on the trails away from my home.
Right.
But this whole time they have to frame me. This whole time. And I've stand tall. And I told everybody, I didn't do anything. Brad didn't do anything. They're trying to frame him also during all this.
Did Kimmy ever come get her wallet?
The police took her bag last night.
And the wallet was in the things that they took?
I don't know. I don't know what was in her bag. We just handed the bag over to the police.
Because we are all trying to, and listen, you don't owe us an explanation, and you don't have to get up here and speak. So we appreciate your time, and especially during this hard time. So I want you to know that is appreciated and respected. We're just trying to get down to the bottom of what happened here so that we could go find your grandson. Rebecca, we feel is at peace now, and she's being taken care of, but we have a baby to go find. Do you in your heart of hearts feel like your grandson is alive?
I do. I hope he is. But we don't know what he looks like. Nothing.
Right.
We don't have a clue.
If Kimmy took the baby and the baby is still alive, she has another child. She has a child, right? Kimmy does?
A little girl, yeah.
And she lives with her boyfriend, and grandma or mom live in that home. I I guess my point is people would notice this newborn baby around, wouldn't they?
Yes.
Is her, I don't know if you know her boyfriend's family, but are they the kind of people that would keep a secret like that?
No, they are not people like that.
Rich lives with
I've
his,
known this family since my first son was born. Her boyfriend's uncle actually was implicated to be my son's dad when he was born until the blood tests come back. And I've known that family ever since.
oh, okay. And Rich lives with his dad. Would his dad
Yes.
notice a newborn baby?
Yes.
And he wouldn't keep a secret like that.
No.
So if your grandson is alive, someone has him, maybe unknowingly. Maybe they took the baby to put it, like we had talked about, in a safe haven box. Maybe the police need to make sure and check the local areas to see if a baby has been surrendered there.
The baby's no longer here, guys.
That's just an idea. Maybe if you have extra time today, you can call. I don't know, and I can find out where the safe havens are near where Rich lives, and let you know that, and or I can call. I don't mind.
The police will be checking, but I would respectfully ask everybody to stay out of this investigation so that we can find my grandson. Because with everybody being in this investigation now, look what happened. Look how long it took. Had everybody just left it alone and let the police do their job,
Oh,
we could have had a different outcome.
girl, what are you talking about? You keep hitting people's links. You keep hitting people's links. Lord have mercy. That comment about nobody knows what the baby looks like just does me in, because they are the only ones who actually do know what the baby looks like, right? Minds y'all say that louder. Literally. This woman, the audacity on top of an audacity. I cannot.
Maybe.
I feel like the pressure from the media made her or someone, whoever did this, move Rebecca to a place where we could find her. I feel like if we hadn't put so much pressure, maybe Rebecca would have never been found.
We feel that way too, but now there is an infant that needs to be found, and the police are doing everything they can to find him, and we want to bring him home.
What was that, Brad?
Yeah.
What did he say?
How is he feeling about all this? The accusations, he had to take the polygraph and all of that. What's going through his mind?
So much. He's just beside with all this because of everything that's happened, the way everything has gone. He's been implicated as a murderer on Facebook, on your guys' shows. This is. I can't get a job. He's been like mumbling, trying to figure out things, and we've been trying to figure out why. What's the reason behind all this? And we can't figure it out. And none of them questions are ever going to be answered because neither Rich nor Kimmy is going to tell us anything. Or the other person.
Let's go back to the other person. You said they have not been booked in, though they will be. Do you think their charges are going to be homicide, or did they help in some sort of way?
Somebody else is being implicated as in having the baby, that they took the baby from here.
Okay. They took the baby alive from here?
Alive from my house. She was at my house with a baby, and they're saying that baby is Becca's baby.
Why are you lying, lady? Yes, that guy's like, did he say he can't get a job? I'm like, well, did he have a job before this? What are you talking about? Y'all, like, this is beyond right. Right. It's like beyond creepy to hear them. And then 9 days later, they get charged with the murder. Not just of her, Rebecca, but of the child too. It's graphic what they did.
You talking about Ashley?
I'm not going to disclose that.
Because I don't know if you've seen the video going around of her getting in a car at your home, and it looks like she has a baby or something in her arms.
She does not have the baby. She did not have a baby when she was here.
Okay. Because it could be, we thought maybe it could be a rolled up jacket or something, but that's kind of what's going around right now.
I don't know who
my.
Ashley
No, all
is.
she
I
had was
heard that
keys in
name.
her hand.
Oh my. Is there any jealousy between Ashley and Kimmy? Even though they're not, I mean,
Wait,
Kimmy's
wait,
having
wait,
an
wait.
affair with Rich and Ashley's his ex, that sort of way.
Oh, okay.
No, I never got that vibe from them when they were in the same place.
Do you think Paige is involved?
No, Paige is not involved. She was going to take the rap for Kimmy and everybody, because there is one more person that they will be questioning, and I don't know what's going to happen with that, but she was going to take the rap just so all this would stop immediately, and Paige didn't do anything.
Okay.
Who would take the rap for a murder of a woman and an unborn child? Some weird ass stuff. I'm telling you.
It wasn't Paige that was in the car. There was 3 in that car. Kimmy, Rich, and this other person
Yes.
were in that car the day that Becca was picked up.
And you said you saw Rebecca get into the front passenger seat, so this person would have been in the back seat.
Yes.
Do you think? Can we talk about that vehicle?
Would have been the driver.
Right. The vehicle you said was black with tinted windows, looked like an Impala with no license plate. Where would Rich get a car like that, or Kimmy? Do they know somebody? You think?
They know somebody, and I'm not going to bring that person's name out because I don't know where the detectives are on that yet. I don't want anybody to try to get into the case and be involved and it goes sour like it did when they were trying to find my daughter.
We have 225,000 likes. Let's see if we can reach 250. We have 3,900 souls in this room right now. If you are in here, please hit the follow button. That is free to do. Courtney, this whole time, I want you to understand that as a collective, as a media collective, we've just been trying to get down to the information we needed to bring Rebecca home.
Okay, but you guys are pointing fingers at the wrong people. The wrong
Right.
people this whole time. I've
Well,
stood strong.
we've accused
my
everybody.
story that I told them.
Yeah, I'm just
I
going to be honest.
understand that, but
I'm just going to be honest. We have. You've been a suspect. Bride's been a suspect. Kimmy, Rich, everybody's been a suspect and discussed because we don't know what's going on. We're just trying to figure. And it's not that we are trying to solve a crime per se. We were just trying to find Rebecca and the clues that we needed to find her. So everybody's been under the microscope just for the sake of bringing Rebecca home because she's been the most important part of this whole story.
yeah,
Will,
well, I
you
hope
have-
they
go ahead.
rot in hell because of what they did to my daughter. Literally, you don't do this. People don't know what it feels like to lose a child if you've never lost one. And I swear,
Oh my
I
god.
hope and I pray that Becca gets the justice that she deserves and my grandson is found.
So in a way, you've lost 2 daughters.
I've lost one because she was murdered and the other one because she did murder her. So not only have my other grandbabies lost their mom and their aunt, or their aunt and their mom, now it's just a huge circle.
Have you guys told Grandma?
My grandma's aware, yes.
Is she okay?
This is insane, you guys.
I do believe so. I don't know. I'm sure my sister has contacted my grandmother.
Will you have a funeral for Rebecca?
I do not know what Stephanie has planned.
Do you think you'll be invited?
If I could have my choice, I would definitely get everybody together and go out to where they found her and do something. Put a cross there, do something.
Where you put her.
Looking at that scene,
So Stephanie is adopted mom. Remember, Rebecca and Courtney haven't been very close. I think they like just reconnected after 4 or 5 years of not being very close. So yeah, this whole situation is just off, which would make sense why she's so disconnected. And because I would be like, people are grieving around this time, not this woman. This woman is how Abraham said it in the chat, the look over here tour. Look over here, not over here. Look over here. Let me throw you all a couple of bones and then tell you guys how you guys are making things worse. But I can't help but hit the link every time everybody's live talking about it. Okay.
I mean, it's apparent that she was moved there recently.
I don't know. I do not know.
We-
I have not seen pictures. I have not seen any of that, and I do not want to.
Well, the description was that she looked like she was just put there. I'll just leave it at that. And that she was moved. And that's so important because where she was moved from will tell us, you know, who all was involved. And I remember you saying that Michael Mercer had been running Rich up and down the road in front of your house. Do you think they were scoping out a place, those trails allegedly, at least Rich allegedly, to find a place to put his fiance?
Rich knows the trails. We've went trail riding back in there. Like 3 summers ago, we used to go trail riding back there when I needed to escape from taking care of my mother.
It's crazy, man.
We have 4,000 people watching right now. Is there anything that you need them to know?
Just start looking for a newborn. Anybody that has a newborn, if you see one, I don't
Oh.
care, little or not, make sure you call it in.
Oh, you cannot make this ish up. You cannot. And literally, somebody said in the chat, and I would agree. Richard, the alleged father of Rebecca's child, has been with 3 of the women in this family: Courtney, Kimmy, because he allegedly violated Kimmy too when she was younger, and now Rebecca.
Especially if you're
Crazy.
skeptical about it. Let's try to bring him home. Bring my grandson home. Baby Park, let's bring him home.
The police last night, did you watch the press conference they had last night?
I did. I watched it online with the 2 officers sitting here.
When they asked them in the press conference about this baby, and they wouldn't comment whether they're the baby, if there was a baby, I felt kind of like, shouldn't we have an urgency here to confirm if a baby's missing, right? That they didn't. I know there's an investigation, but that part, if they could, confirm that part and say, we need to be looking for a baby, why do you think they didn't want to talk about it?
I don't know. When they come here yesterday, I asked them, where is my grandson? How much more time are you guys going to fucking waste on not finding my grandson? Find him now. Stop wasting your guys' time and go find him.
The theatrics of it all. Theatrics.
And they're
Are you
like, we
gonna be
have to do the forensics.
Go ahead.
They were like, we have to do forensics and we have to wait for the search warrant, and they're just wasting time. Find him. Bring him home. It's all we have left. She's not here anymore, but he might be. And that's the hope that we're going to stay with, because we're not going to give up hope until he's home.
I hope they find him and find him safe. And if so, would you take custody of him, or would that go to the adoptive parents?
He would probably go to the adoptive parents.
Have you heard from them at all?
No, I have not heard a soul from anybody. Only threats.
This is tough. But that night, when you saw her get into the black car, at that point, you didn't have any idea who was in the car. Though a couple of days ago, you said Kimmy was the one in the car. Is that because they told you Kimmy was the one in the car down at the station? Or did you think that Kimmy was in the car? You just had no idea who was in there.
And this is what Mom reported. By the way, yes, this is for those that don't know this channel, let me tell you who it is. Shout out to Steph Case Files. She's pretty huge over there on TikTok. Make sure you guys check her out. But she's the one that got the interviews. She's been talking a lot to News Nation. So yeah, she's been breaking this case down a lot.
At first, I didn't know who was in the car. And then Saturday, before all this happened, Kimmy told me she was in the car. And
else
then
did she
Brendan
tell
let
you?
it out yesterday who else was in the car.
Did she tell you what
car it was
happened
that
once
was used.
Rebecca got in the car?
She didn't say. She didn't say a word. All she said was she took her to the bus stop and put her on a bus and sent her in Tennessee.
Okay. Got you.
But I have to go. I've got things I have to do.
I understand. Courtney, I want to thank you for your time and getting up here and filling in the blank spaces for us. And if you need me, message me. If you need to get back up on the panel, let me know. Otherwise, we're just here to support you and to try to find that baby, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yo, and now, what do we know? Evil. Evil, 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 evil. Y'all, you just can't make this up at all. Yes, Justice Jane. I know. That's why I showed her channel. She's on YouTube as well. But she's, like I said, she's bigger following on TikTok. That's where you can find her as well. You said got things to do. What could be more important than getting the information out about this case? Right, Kelly Rose. I just can't even. You hear about it. Oh, hold up. It's broken. It's broken. You say she has stuff to do, like go meet her deal. I don't know, man. I don't know how you get around. I don't know, man. That case is just so crazy to me. The whole level of evil. It is wild. The whole interview. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm gonna let you guys go. Shout out to everybody that supported the channel today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Military Ma's been a member for 2 months. Thank you so much for your support. Ronan, I missed your super sticker. I'm sorry. If the living arrangements was proper at home, why not the same on the cruise? I think you're talking about Anna Kepner. I agree. Guys, if you're watching the replay, let me know what you guys think in the comments about Anna's case as well as, well, this case as well. Rebecca, I'm in shock when I hear about Rebecca overall and what happened to her. And it sounds like she was set up. Sounds like they were setting her up for a while. Sounds like they were planning and plotting her demise. And I'm kind of curious to know what the investigation looks like at this point. Honestly. Oh my God. Evil Queen has been a member for 30 months. You're like OG status, Evil Queen. Thank you so much. Thank you for supporting my channel, y'all. Shout out to the OGs. Thank you, Evil Queen. Oh, thank you. All right, guys. You guys have a great one. That's the question. What happened to the baby? Hey, Blue Ridge Hiker. Shout out to you, Tony. Everybody in DC. I see everybody coming through. I will see you guys on the next one. You guys have a great one. Hey, Joe. We'll be live tomorrow for sure. Okay, so just keep an eye out. Bye, guys. Hit the like button. Bye, guys.